Okay, in today's coding class, especially Python, we are conducting Python projects. So within that project, some projects I have briefed in the previous classes. They are somewhat GI-based calculators, some banking applications. So one game I want to explain in this class under my Lakshmi Narayan Krishna Foundation. As I told you that classes will be conducted thrice of a day, thrice of a week, especially every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, sharply at 8 p.m. in June. Okay. So under my Lakshmi Narayan Krishna Foundation, classes are being conducted since 2023, January 14th. Okay. I started this platform, Lakshmi Narayan Krishna Foundation, uh, to enhance the coding skills in the students, especially who are residing in rural areas and they are totally away of the network centers. So that I want to enhance the coding skills and including communication, English communication skills. Okay. That is main motive of my Lakshmi Narayan Krishna Foundation. Okay. So in the previous class, this coding class means which is related with the game, snake game. So I started to teach this game since 2 or 3 weeks. Okay, because lengthy coding, no? So every day, every week, 3 days will be conducted Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So let's somewhat code from here importing of Pygame. This is a two-dimensional game. Okay, Pygame library. From here to I have uh, I have briefed the class up to here, okay, initial snake portion. So now rest of the code we need to discuss from here, okay, from snake list. So just I want to give recap of the classes. Recap, it is a two-dimensional snake game like this. Okay, like this is the game. Whenever you want to execute the code, so here the game starts like this. What you know, this is the snake. It moves. This is the snake. Snake is in green color, and as by this up and down keys in the keyboard, up and down keys and left and right keys. By the help of them, you can reach near to what? Near to the food. As you reach to the food, this is the snake. It is reaching to the snake. As it reaches to the snake, what happened? You know, the food randomly shifted to somewhere else. Somewhere else. Okay. The food as you reach, snake as you reach. Okay. So like this. So how the previous code I have briefed you, but this code, this much of these functions snake, how to draw the snake, final main loop, game loop, and up to here I have briefed. So now from here, snake underscore list, empty list from here to snake underscore length. Here we will try to understand the code. So now what happened here? Under this Python snake game, so by using a Pygame library, today we will try to understand the code from here. Snake underscore list, it is a variable. Snake underscore length also a variable. So snake underscore list is a list, empty list. Okay. This is the symbol of list, you know. In the previous classes already we have shared lists, tuples and sets and dictionaries. So this is the empty list. Huh? This is if I keep anything here, like what you know, 10, it is suppose it is in an integer list. So integer list always it is having somewhat integer numbers. It is integer list. So we can't call this as an empty list because you have entered some word values. Okay. Some word values, what are these are integer values. Okay. So whenever if you want to keep any empty list, you need not to keep any values. Now it is an empty list. What is the meaning of this empty? What is the purpose of this empty list? You know, this is an empty list. So it will later store the coordinates. Like it will store this empty list. What it does, it will store the coordinates of each block of the snake's body. Each block, while we are running that code, the snake is moving, so it will take each coordinates of the coordinates means positions. X coordinate, Y coordinate positions of each segment of the snake's body. The snake has how much of body the snake has. So as it reaches near to the its snake length, snake size will be increased. Snake size will be increased. So how it is being increased? Okay. So each and every block of the snake's body will be, its coordinates will be stored in this empty list. Coordinates means positions through y-axis and x-axis. So next, what this purpose you simply can understand. Next is what each this snake underscore length is equal to 1. What do you mean of this? That is very important. Before this snake underscore list is equal to empty list means the empty list stores each position means coordinate of each block of the snake's body. Each element you will usually be a pair like what you know x y. X y means x coordinates, y coordinates. So every value is a pair. Why? Because coordinates means positions x through x-axis and y-axis. So one x-axis value, y-axis value, it is a pair which will representing a segment of the snake. Okay, segment of the snake. Segment. So see, this is a segment. You can say that it is a block. So this block value through x-axis and y-axis. This is y-axis. Okay, this is y-axis plus y-axis down to minus y-axis. This is x side plus axis. This is 0 from here to here, y-axis. Okay, this is positive y-axis, 0 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 like this axis. From here, 0, -1, -2, -3, -4, minus y along y-axis. Okay. So that is the thing. Next, snake underscore length is equal to 1. What is the meaning of this? What is the meaning of this variable? Snake underscore length is equal to 1. So this values 1 sets the initial length of the snake, initial length to 1 block. Okay. Initial length is equal to 1 block. Okay. So as the game progresses, the snake tries to eat food. So that moment what happened, it increases the value and more segments get added to snake underscore list. Snake underscore list. And snake, initially its length is equal to 1 block. Snake C. Initially, what is snake length? 1 block. But as it reaches to eat food, that moment what happened? Its size, block size, segment size increased and snake length will be increased as you have seen in the previous. See how it is increased. See here, what happened here? Now, with the help of up arrow keys, as I try to reach to the snake, what happened? So whenever it reaches to eat, tries to eat that food, that moment what happened? Whenever it tries, so it's C. 1 block increased it to second block. Means now its block size, segment size, snakes, 2 blocks. Understood that? Now whenever it reaches to, it tries to eat the food. Now, if it is not able to find, now its size will be increased to 3 blocks. So initial size snake length is equal to 1. What does it mean? It means that please try to understand what happened. The previous code, in the previous classes, I tried to clarify, brief all the code which is related from importing of Pygame library to importing of time module, random module, and initialization of Pygame. Get to start modules of all the Pygame library modules and to set up the screen size, height and width, screen snake game. One caption I want to keep for this snake game. That is snake game caption. and to set up the window screen size. This screen size setup, how to set up with the pixels. Okay, this much of code and set up the colors for this snake, which color, green color, fair, food red color, screen block size. So this much of code I have briefed in the previous some functions. Also, I have briefed how to message a text message on the screen whenever the game is over for the by this function, how to draw the snake. So somewhat this much of code I have briefed in the previous classes up to here. Okay. So now, as I told you, the begin this class, snake list one empty list I have created, and empty list is stored in this variable. So every moment, every position of the snake coordinates means positions along with the x-axis, y-axis, a pair of values, x value, y value will be stored in this list. Snake underscore length, this is the is equal to 1. This is the value, initial setup value. So that what happens, this sets the initial length of the snake to one block. Okay, I told you that this, see, um, this is one block. As the snake moves to food, to eat the food, the food will be randomly shifted and randomly kept somewhere else in the screen. So that moment, the snake size will be increased as we have seen. Okay. So as the game progresses and the snake tries to eat the food, so this value means this value will be increased, and accordingly, this snake size will be increased to more blocks, means segments. Okay. And that they will be added to the snake underscore list. Okay. Snake underscore list means whenever its block size increases, so coordinates will be must be taken for two blocks. This is the initial one block coordinates, XY position. One more block is added means snake size increased. So accordingly, for the two blocks coordinates to be taken, and they will be stored in the way the snake underscore list. Don't confuse yourself. These two lines code I have briefed. Next, let us see how example of how they work. Let us see what happens here. Suppose one pair of coordinates they have been taken, and that is what 100 comma, suppose this coordinates. Suppose see here, here the snake is here. Its coordinates, suppose if you take, suppose coordinates positions have been taken and stored in this list as 150. What do you mean of this? At one block at position. One block means this is one block, one square, one segment. Okay. It's suppose we assume that its x-axis is 100 and y-axis is 50. Why? Because I have this is the x value, this is the y value. So that moment you need to understand what the block at position 150. So that is what this 100 is towards the x-axis 100 from 0 to 100. Okay. And from y-axis, but here now the snake is at what position? Suppose this is at the center of the screen, center of the screen. So from here 0, 0 plus 1 plus 2 like this. Okay. Understood. So if it 150 means its snake position will be kept where? The position will be shifted. You run. The previous will be stopped, and so this is what if you what happened here? Type error. What do you mean of this? Int object is not subscriptable. What do you mean of this? Means what happened? Initially it was the empty list. Okay. So whenever I have changed the values, understood that. So as the snake moves and its coordinates will be taken and stored in this empty list. Okay. So just that moment I want to explain that as it moves and its coordinates will be taken and stored in this empty list. Example, suppose it moves from here to upside. So upside means that moment whatever the coordinate x axis value and y axis value, assume if 150 means one block at position 150, that may be one block. Okay. So whenever snake eats food, what do you mean of the snow? If the snake eats food, snake underscore length is equal to 1. So increases the length, snake underscore length. So it, what happened, it tries to eat the food. So it will be increased. Snake length will be increased. So it increases to +1, +1, +2, +3. That moment snake size will be increased. Okay. So example, so next code is what, try to understand. Where is this? So we will move for next line of code, food position. Where is the food position in the game? See, this is the food position. The red square means square, otherwise segment, block. Okay. So here is the food now. Okay. So for this red square indicates that this is the food position. So food position, how? So food position. So by this code, randomly the food will be shifted as the snake reaches to the what food, the food will be randomly shifted. Randomly shifted. So accordingly, how it is shifted as per this code from food position. The position of the snake, the position of the food, it will be decided by this code. So let us see how. See, if I move the snake with the arrow up and down, left and right keys, so that moment what happened? Try to see this food position will be shifted. Food position will be shifted. So as it reaches the food position that was shifted to somewhere else. How it is shifted? By which code the food position shifted? So by this code. Okay, understood. How that code written, we need to understand why this code, for how the code was written for in this shifting of food. We need to understand that code. Food X. What do you mean of this? Food towards X-axis. Food towards Y-axis. Okay, by this code, what happened? Try to understand. This code, food X and food Y. This code means these food X and food Y are two variables, but the code, this total code from here to here at the end of this code, okay? End of this code up to here. So here to end of the code, okay? End of the code. End of the code meant up to here, okay? How much of code? Up to here. So the total code that is stored in food X variable. One variable created and variable is created that is stored in this food X variable. And from here to end of the code. Here to end of the code. End of the code, okay? So it's stored in food Y variable. So what is the meaning of these two variables? These two variables used to randomly position the food. Randomly. Randomly means what? What do you mean by randomly? Randomly means anywhere. In the screen, the food can be kept anywhere. The food can be kept anywhere. Okay. Randomly it can be cooked. It can be kept at throughout the screen anywhere. Random means. Okay. So these two codes which are stored in these two variables, the food will be randomly positioned. The food at where so the food can be kept throughout the screen randomly and it aligns properly with the grid of the game screen. This is called grid. What is the grid? Grid. This totally is grid, which is included x lines, y lines. So that is a grid. Okay. So this code is used to randomly position the food for the snake in a way that it aligns properly with the grid of the game screen. Okay. So that food will be aligned properly with the grid of the game screen. Where is the game screen? This is the total game screen. Accordingly, the food will be shifted randomly to somewhere else in the screen and it will be aligned properly with the grid. That is very important. Grid is nothing but lines, vertical lines and horizontal lines. What horizontal lines x-axis and vertical lines y-axis. So the food will be randomly kept shifted throughout the screen, but it will be aligned properly with the grid. Okay. So explanation how we need to understand. We can understand explanation simple terms. Random dot rand range. Random dot rand range. So here 0 comma width minus block underscore size. So this code random dot rand range 0 start width minus block underscore size. Up to here, what happened? Try to understand. Random dot rand range. So it picks a random x coordinate from 0. It picks up, this code picks up a random coordinate, random of x coordinate. Why x coordinate? Because I have, this is x, okay, food x, it is a variable. So this code from here, random dot random rand range means it takes the x coordinate value from 0, picks up 0 from 0 width minus the size of one block. One block will be minus. Okay. Next is what? This ensures the food stays within the screen. So by this code, what happened? It ensures the food that must be stayed within the screen and doesn't go out of bounds. Out of bounds means the food, it is to be kept where it is the food to be kept inside of the screen. So it will not be kept, it will not be gone outside of the screen. Okay, it ensures this code. Why? Because this random dot rand range. What do you mean of random dot rand range? See, I told you that random dot rand. This is what? It is a variable. Okay. Variable of what? Random. Random is what? A mad module. We have imported initially. See, how many modules we have imported? Time module is what? Time module, and that is what? See, this is random module. As I have mentioned here, time module I have mentioned here. This is a Pygame library. This random module I have mentioned at the starting line. I told you that this module, I told you that module is nothing but it is a single file with the .py extension. Many times I told you that. And Pygame is a library. That library has many modules. Library has many modules. Okay. So just one module, time module, random module. Random module is nothing but a .py extension file. Pygame library has so many modules, so many files. Every file has a .py extension. Understood that? So by that random module here, this code, this random module has a that is what? Variable. So whenever if you want to access any variables of any module may have so many classes, methods, functions, variables. So here just I want to V. Rand range is a variable V. V means variable. C means class. M means method, F means function. So this random module has a variable v mean rand range that is part of random module. So click on this. So it will take the value. Start value. It picks up the zero value first. Okay. Why it picks up the zero value? What do you mean of that? It picks up the zero value means that randomly picks up the x coordinate. It picks up the x coordinate from 0 up to the screen width, minus size of one black size, one black size. So up to here, up to here, from here to here. So it ensures that it picks up one block of from 0 x coordinates. Okay. Randomly takes x coordinate from 0 and up to the screen with minus one size black. So it ensures that the food will not always, it stays within the screen and doesn't go out of the bounds. Divided by 20, divided by 20 and multiplied with the 20. Star means multiplication, forward slash division. So from here to code, from here, what is the role of this code? This makes the food appear on grid aligned coordinates like 0 to 20, 40, 60, like what you understood that? So this code, what it does, it makes the food appear on grid aligned coordinates. Grid aligned coordinates means aligned coordinates means x along with the x-axis. Okay, it initially takes 0 from 0 coordinate, then 20, then 40, then 60, like that, multiplied like that. Okay, 0, 20, again 20 means plus one more 20, 40, 40 plus 20. Okay, like that. Okay, 60, like what matching the snake's movement. So food, what happened? Food always appears on the same blocks where the snake can move, avoiding mismatch. Okay. So by this, what happened? Food always appears on the same blocks where the snake can move, avoiding mismatch. So around this round is a function. Okay, within the brackets means parenthesis, the code written. Okay, this round ensures the result is a clean number like 100, not 99.8, round up. This is what roundup function. This roundup function ensures the result as a integer. Okay, integer means what negative and positive numbers. Round up. Round up. Round up is a function which will it will ensures always the number is a clean number without any decimal values like 100, okay, 80, 90, like that, not 99.8. Understood that? Roundup is a function. So if width is equal 600, blocks underscore size is equal 20. Width is what? Screen width. See what the width I have written from here. This is from here to here height. This is what width. What width we have mentioned in the class? How much of this is 1000 by 1000. Width is what? Width 1000 pixels, height 1000 pixels. So if width is equal to 1000 is what? 1000 pixels. So block size, how much of block size I have taken? Block size is equal to 20. So what do you mean? The random range between 0 to 500 means 0 to 1000. One block will be minus. One block will be minus means 1000 minus one block size 20. Block size, what I have mentioned here, block size is 20. From here to here, block size 20. So from 0 to 1000, one width is 0 to 1000. So one block size will be minus, that is per means. So that moment block size 20 and width 1000, the random range becomes what? 0 to 980. 0, the random range. So random range. Random range means within this range, the snake can be kept anywhere randomly. The range is equal to 0 to 980. One size block size will be removed by this code. Because the code we have written what? By this random dot rand range variable G, the size initial block will be taken, it picks up the 0 range and width 0. From it picks up coordinate as 0 minus block size. One block size is 20. So width is equal to 1000 minus block size 20. So 0 to 980, that may be the range. Okay. The random range becomes 0 to 980. Now then it's rounded and multiplied. So food appears at a place like 160 or 340 aligned to the snake's movement. So as per this, what happened, so that rounded value will be taken. A foot appears at a place, okay, aligned to the snake's movement along the grid. So this much of code, what is the time now? Friday class was not conducted. Friday class was not conducted. So today is Saturday. This now time is equal. It is going to 9 o'clock. So class conducted. Okay. Little bit of code we try to understand in this period. First period. This is what from code we try to understand from here. This line to this line, much of code. Okay, it is very important. In the previous class, as I have started this project snake game, I think this is the fourth class means every week 3 days. Okay, so from initial importing a Pygame library to every line of code we try to understand. Okay, in the previous classes I have explained this function, message function, and this snake draw function, the main game loop function. Already I have briefed by that what we have studied. By this main game loop function, by this code game underscore over game underscore close to variables. So by this game underscore over variable assigned with a value bool and value false means game will be closed. By this game underscore close variable assigned with false value means the game can be um, stopped. Game can be stopped, but we can restart the game. Okay, this is I have briefed. Okay, and X1 initial snake positions. I have explained. Initially, there is no any change in the blocks movement of the snake along with the X1 axis. 0 means there is no any change. Initially, it is kept where center of the screen. So there is no any change. Along the y-axis, there is no any change. Okay. So now I have explained snake underscore list. So now let us try to finish the class, and we will try to understand the code, remaining code from here. While loop, next for loop, under for loop, if statement, under if, one more if, okay. While loop, why, what the purpose while loop started here, under this while loop, one more while loop. So I will explain the next code in next class. Next class means Today is Saturday, tomorrow Friday, tomorrow Sunday. We will study somewhat code. If any code is left, we will move for next week. Next Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay. Thank you. Jai Hind.